It's Marlene of Love Marlene 411, your channel for all of the love things. Welcome to today's episode of the Sip and Chat, where we have conversations about so many different topics. And I do so with my wonderful co host, Miss Nexie. And while we wait on her, I have to say, this is Marlene of Love Marlene 411, and we do all the love things over here. We talk about the love for ourselves, your children, spouse, significant other, your parents, the role as a parent, so many different things because love touches all of those relationships. So, before we get started, I want to say, what are you all sipping on? I hope that you're sipping on something good. I'm waiting for my co host to share what I'm sipping on today. But today on the Sip and Chat, we're going to be talking about dating. And dating, I have to say, dating just wanted to say, I remember some things like reminiscing from back in the day stuff. Maybe you have to be a person of a particular age, but I do remember when people used to come to your house, pick you up, or they would call you on the phone and say, I'll pick you up on Friday, whatever the time. And you used to plan the outfit, plan the restaurant you were going to go to, or whatever it is you were going to do. For me, I feel like old school dating was simpler. It was the simpler times. And I believe now that dating is way more complicated than it should be. I do think 100%. And I think it's because the idea of dating now, it's not because people want to date to be in a relationship. People just are using the term dating just to be in a relationship, to have somebody that they can mess around with. It's not for a long term. It's not because they want to be in some committed thing. It's not because they're trying to plan or they have any hopes of marriage or things. And now in 2024, dating is about online meeting up, hooking up, and that's just basically it. There's no like future planning, settling down, loyalty. It's like people have multiple people. There's multiple people that a person can be seeing at the same time. And it seemed as okay. Like, and I'm not trying to knock or no judgment because it's a judgment free zone, but I'm just saying how things are different. Whereas I remember when I was growing up, things were much different. When I was growing up, it was, I don't know, it was like who remembers passing notes in school? Do you like me? Check this box, yes or no. And people were in relationship with somebody or like somebody from the time you were probably in like middle school to high school. You were high school sweethearts. After high school, you would get married, and that was the end. Were different. Things were different as versus now with the new school. Um, there's no commitment. There's no commitment. There's no loyalty. It's just like everybody just gets in these relationships. So much for the thumbs up. just basically whoever I can hook up with so that I can get some sexual satisfaction, and then that's it. And then move on to somebody else. It's no commitment. And that's something that I don't like these days from what's going on in the dating world. I don't like that there's no commitment like the new school, but there's room for everybody. And to each his or her own. Yeah, I am losing. I'm doing weightlifting now. So everything is different. Everything is different these days, and I don't think in a good way that things are different these days. You guys let me know in the comment section. Do you feel that things are different in a good way, or do you think they're different in a bad way? I seen people that I went to school with, and we all were. How many? What do you mean? How many do you have now? I've seen people I went to school with, and we were all basically in the same thing. Like, you had your middle school, high school sweethearts. After a lasting relationship. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I feel that people are not in spaces anymore where they just want that. People want different things now. Majority of people, they just want somebody for companionship, or just to hang out with, or to have somebody on their arm, just to have somebody to spend some time with, and then that's it. You know, Not really settling down. Things are definitely different in 2024, even than they were in yeah. Hi, Josh's channel. Watch Darman. Oh, what does that mean? Um, things are much different than they used to be many years ago. Um, I came from a background of seeing people stay committed together. My parents were married for how many channels do I have now? Five. I have five channels. Um, I saw my parents together in a loving relationship for 52 years. And I saw the ups and the downs. I saw the highs and the lows. But I get it. Not everybody saw a loving environment. Not everybody was able to see those things. So some people just don't want. Oh, okay. Thanks, Josh's channel. I think it's something important to know what you want in this life. I think it's very important to know what you want, to know that we all have to. I was frozen for a second. I think it's back. Yeah, it's back. I think we all have to seek better in this life. We all have to seek. And I will say that sometimes you can be in dating role and you're not ready to date, which is something that I see. That sometimes people will just be going after relationships just because of what their family wants for them, or just because their friends are doing certain things, or because other people are getting married, or because other people are in committed relationships, they feel that they need to be in committed relationships. I think it's very important to this discussion is for you to know what you want. You got to know what you want as a woman. You got to know what you want as a man. You got to know yourself. You got to know whether you're ready. If you're just trying to hang out, just trying to have a friend, you got to know all those things. And sometimes people will get in relationships, and then after they involve somebody else and involve people's heart. Hi, Tony. How are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you, 1SP. Yeah, I appreciate into relationships, and they definitely don't need to be in a relationship. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. People will, go out, give out their number, they'll be chasing after people, and they have nothing to offer. And I'm definitely a person that believes 100% in you have to bring something to the table. You have to be able to offer something to a relationship. For me, that's the only reason to date, you know, getting to know somebody and seeing if there's an energy, if there's a vibration, if this is somebody that I can be committed to, if this is somebody that I want to build with, is this somebody that ultimately maybe you have children with. There's a lot of things that are involved in relationships. Subject is old school versus new school dating, Tony. And sometimes, unfortunately, what saddens me is people are not honest when it comes to the dating. Like they'll say, oh no, I don't want to be in a committed relationship. And they know they want to be in a committed relationship. Or they'll say they don't want to want children because they know that the person that they're seeing doesn't want children. So, one thing I think is important when we talk about dating is make sure you go in honest from the very beginning. Go in from the beginning of the relationship, go in honest. And women and men, go in the relationship honest. Because I've seen on both sides. I've seen girls go in lying, talk about they don't want children, they don't want to settle down, they don't want this, and they know they do. And then later on, when their heart gets involved with this person after seeing them for a little bit of time, then they tell them, I want to be committed in their life. But you say you didn't. So I think if you just go in and you're just trying to hang out, you're just trying to have fun, you just want to mess around, I think it's important to say that from the beginning. I'm not trying to have a commitment. I'm just getting to know you. This isn't nothing serious right now until further notice. Whatever, if that changes, I'll let you know. It's important to go in grown and mature. And a lot of people do not go into relationships grown. They don't go into the relationship mature. They just do whatever it is that they want to do. And you wind up hurting people's feelings. And to me, I feel like the worst part of a relationship is people go into the relationship knowing that they have their heart open to somebody else. They have probably their ex or somebody else that they like, but they just have somebody else on the side. I see my co-host, Miss Nexie. Let's add her to the show.
Hello, Miss Marlene. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Very good. Welcome to the sip and chat. What are you sipping on, Miss Nexie?
Just plain old water.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah.
No coffee today. Wow.
Well, hold
I knew you were gonna be
Coffee?
shocked.
Are
No
you well?
coffee.
Are you
I don't
okay?
know. I'm not sure. I think it's probably because I don't know. I was just in the mood for water. That's it. Plain old water.
You know what I had? Don't ignore the cup. It's not Wendy's. I just had the cup around. But I had old school. Who of you is old enough to remember the soda Tahitian treat?
Oh, where did you
Yeah,
find it?
the fruit punch. So I know I couldn't believe it, so I had to buy it. Not that I had a choice. I saw it and I was like,
Well, the choice was yours.
nah,
So
I
not that
don't
you had
think so. I think the choice
resistance.
was made for me.
You couldn't resist it. That's what it is.
Mm. Oh, Tony says, it's very hard to find a beautiful black woman that's transparent like you are. Thank you, Tony. I'm just honest. So, Miss Nexie, first, let me introduce you to today's topic. Today's topic is old school versus new school dating.
Oh, I read that. I was like,
Oh,
uh
you read it?
oh.
Okay.
I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, so I talked a little bit about some of the experiences, and I did say that I think it's important for whatever it is that you want out of a relationship to be honest. Like,
Mm,
I'm not looking for nothing serious. I'm just looking for some companionship right now. I'm not trying to settle down. I want kids. I don't want kids, but whatever it is that you're trying to do from the beginning of a relationship, you need to be honest and set your intentions out there.
yeah, up front
Mhm.
and as soon as you can, because a lot of times, and this is the thing that sometimes it amazes me is that they go into relationships. Some people do, and they
Mhm.
know that the other person doesn't want any children, right? And they stick around and knowing that this person doesn't want any kids,
Mhm.
sometimes they go, to extra lengths to try to convince them.
Yep.
Or they do the, unthinkable and get, you know, preggers and think that because it's here now, you're gonna have to love it, or
Mhm.
you're gonna have to
They're
be
gonna change
the
their mind.
yeah the parent, that the father that I wanted you to be, or it's very difficult. But you have to respect if somebody tells you up front, I really don't want any children. You have to respect that. And if you don't think that, even if you like them or you love them, but if you really want them, then you shouldn't be with a person like that, because
Mhm.
it's not for you. Set them
It
free
will
and
make you
find
very
someone.
unhappy.
And resentful eventually. But I
Mhm.
feel that a lot of people think, they say that now, but later on, they're gonna change their mind as we fall in love, or as we progress in our relationship, or as time goes by, or as he's around other kiddos, he's gonna
Mhm.
start liking them or whatever. And it's not like that. When somebody tells you, I don't want this, and it's not for me, they mean it. It's not for them.
Right.
Not everybody's meant for kiddos.
Right. And you know what I will say too, Miss Nexie? What I know, I'm going to be honest. I know there's going to be a lot of women who will be mad with me, but I've healed from that. And I was even in that for a while, thinking that you could go into a romantic relationship and you meet somebody and you feel like they meet all the criteria and you feel like I can change them. You turn them into this project, like build a bear.
Oh, I love
I
those.
love Build a Bear, but a relationship is not somewhere where you can build somebody like take this away. Okay, this is good, but how about this? And you'll wear out yourself and drive yourself absolutely insane trying to change somebody into being something that they're not. You have to look at somebody for who they are and then say, is that something I can deal with or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that something I can live with?
Hmm.
Because sometimes you're already in love. So you're thinking, I can overcome this if he's
Hmm.
this way, or if he's not family oriented and you are. Oh, as long
Hmm.
as I bring him around my family, As soon as I do that, he's going to change or she's going to change. And she's going to want to be around family. And she's going to want to do all these things or he's going to want to. And you can't do that. You can't. You know, some people are not as family crazy as you and I are.
Yeah, not everybody's family oriented.
No,
You have to
I said
you have to
crazy,
let
not
people be
oriented.
who they are.
You heard that I said crazy. It's family crazy, not oriented.
No,
I said
I
it's
I
family.
skipped right over that. I was like, no, not crazy.
That's not me. That doesn't sound like
That's
me at
not
all. At
that's
all.
not me. Even though sometimes I can be. Let's be honest, Miss Nexie. I think everybody has things about themselves that they need to work on.
Of
Everybody.
course. Yeah, we all do. But I feel that sometimes we, especially someone that is caring and that likes to, like you say, that likes to fix people, right? Somebody that
Hmm.
likes to put people whole again or make sure that they are happy and that you have a feeling that if you are with them, they're gonna become a better person or whatever. Somebody that likes to um, make sure that everybody else around them is as happy as they
Happy.
are, sometimes can pick people that are already broken or too far gone and that they cannot come around your way of thinking or your way of feeling.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you waste a lot of time because that person, no matter how often you're with, in fact, I think that the more often you're with your family and engaging them in all this, it probably puts, like I can say, like a burden in you guys' relationship because that person doesn't like
Hmm.
that, but you feel that they're gonna adhere to who you are with your family, and then they're gonna start coming around their family, and they're gonna be like you, and you can't. Some
Hmm.
people are not like that. They have, a certain way that they live because that's how they are comfortable. That's how
Exactly.
they feel better. And you cannot change people like that. You can't.
You can't. Hey, Tanya. How are you doing? Welcome.
Or Marlene, another thing is, and I'm probably gonna step on some toes on this one.
Oh, come on, everybody, move your toes.
Move
Hold on,
your
Nexie. I
toes.
gotta get my boots. Hold on. Let me get my boots. Go downstairs and get my boots. All right.
This
Let me lace them up. Go ahead.
the guy that is, or the gal that is a serial cheater. Oh, once I'm with
Ooh.
her or with him, and I show him love or show her how much I love her and respect, they're gonna change. With
Mm.
me, they're not gonna cheat on me because I'm gonna be that one person they need.
Yeah.
And sometimes you learn the hard way that that's just who they are.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do or you can say, you can turn yourself inside out. You
Hmm.
can pour all kinds of love and attention. You can go above and beyond for them.
Yep.
And
You
that's
can do
not
everything.
going to prevent them from cheating on you because that's who they are.
Yep. That's who they are, and that's what they're
Can't
about.
fix
And
that.
yeah, and it's one of those things like, and that's what I'm saying. Like the analogy that I gave with like build a bear. It's like if you get into a relationship and there's certain things that you want out of the relationship, and if you can't get it, now there's certain things, of course, nobody's perfect. The reasonable things like respect, honesty, automatic. Those are not things that we should compromise. Um, let's start this topic, Miss Nexie. So we're talking
Let's
about
do
old
this.
school versus new school. So first, let's talk about the new school, and then we'll go over to the old school. Hey, realist, how are you doing? Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Realist.
Yeah, and Tony says the Gen Z of our time makes marriage to be a ton of work. It's dangerous to just trust that they're going to change with time. Yeah, it's something, but I always say I respect everybody's thoughts and opinions, to each his or her own. So, Miss Nexty, let's start off by talking about the new school.
Uh-oh.
uh,
Uh-oh.
uh, uh. Um, okay, so new school. There's dating apps. There's all type of, on your phone, on the computer, on every device, that there's apps that, you can date. You see somebody's profile. Yeah, depending if they're telling the truth. Majority of them are lies. I'm just saying. But they put these stuff on their profiles to say what they want out of a relationship, right? And if you match or something, or you decide to have a conversation or something, and you like the vibe, you meet up with them. And then that's how people are meeting these days, because I've heard this now, Miss Nexie. There's no good women, there's no good men anymore.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
my opinion is, I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. What I think the problem is that people are seeking perfection.
E-
They
That
they
that
want
is
they
true.
have to meet this list, and I'm going to talk about the list after you finish what you're going to say, Miss Nexie.
Well, I was just going to say that when people say that, it's because they're probably like old school, like you say, old school versus new school.
Hmm.
I personally wouldn't go out and date someone on an app.
Okay.
That's not how I grew up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We met somewhere, we talked, we liked each other, we went out on
Okay.
person, not a profile, not no, in person. You get a vibe. You're like, I don't know about this guy or this gal, and yeah, no,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna waste my time with it. So that's how we dated, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, me.
Yeah. Me
Now,
too.
if I go looking for someone on an app through a profile, I'm already right there setting myself up because it's not something I like to do. So I'm already looking in the wrong place. So whoever I get on an app that I'm going on against what I believe in, it's
Mhm.
already a couple of notches down from what I
Yeah.
can expect because I'm going through in a medium that I don't believe in, I'm not comfortable with. So
Hmm.
I'm looking there. So it's not that they're not perfect, it's that you're not looking in the right places. That's how I
Hmm.
feel. In the right
Yes, I do.
ways that it works for you.
Hmm.
Um, and so for me, when I see these things and then you hear the horror stories, right, that come out of those things, you're like, I
Hmm.
knew it. That's why for me is if you cannot meet someone, in a normal, natural,
Yeah.
organic setting, then why even bother? Why would
Yeah.
I put myself out there on an app with something that I don't know? I'm not a computer.
And Miss Nexie, let's get before I get into that. Let's talk about these lists. Now I know you've been
Uh
seeing
oh.
we've all been seeing these lists all over social media, and
They're
you can
funny.
tell I'm upset
I
about these lists.
mean,
I,
they're doable.
I'm upset about these lists. I do not like them, Miss Nexie. I'm just gonna admit that as a woman. And these lists. They have to have this amount of money in the bank. They if they take me on a date, they can't take me to Olive Garden and this place and that place and Starbucks. They have this. That's the new school, right?
Yep.
They can't take me
Yeah.
to here. They can't take me. And they have to have this money. And the funny part about the people who have these long lists of all of the things that they want and need and desire, they have nothing.
How
This
about
next
the
thing, they don't
I
have
need to see.
nothing. They have no money.
Yeah.
They're, they're they do not have their life together. Most of the time, they're uneducated. They probably most likely don't own a home. It's so much things. They don't have their life together, but they have this long list of all these standards, right?
Yeah.
and,
Those
and all the places
prerequisites.
where the person they're choosing cannot bring them. Oh no, no. Oh no, if they take me, oh no, I'm not going. No, oh, Starbucks. I'm not going to Olive Garden. I'm not going to Applebee's. I'm not going.
Hey, you're being fancy. How about, Burger King or McDonald's like we used to when we
And
were dating?
I'm just saying, like for me, I'm just like, if you, I don't know, I feel these days in the new school, this new generation, some is millennial, some is, I don't know, whatever, but they go into this, not even, they're making it about the place instead of about who you're with. I
About,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, about the personality of
The
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 individual you're going out
personality, the
with.
yeah, getting to know a
How
person.
about that on that list you forgot? Oh, they need to have a certain score. Like they like credit
Who?
score. They have to
Oh
have. I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
I
they
saw
have to
it
have
on
a,
one list. They have to
yeah.
have a 6.5 and a Bob or a credit score. And I'm thinking, what do you get? Are you gonna? Why are you looking into their credit score? Are you asking them for money? Are you guys gonna borrow something? Like, what's
Miss
going on?
Nexie, Miss Nexie, I told you already, they want this person set and ready so that they can, of course, put their feet up. They want something, a person that they can control, that they can use and manipulate so that they can sit back and whatever it is that they want to do, play their video games or stay in bed all day or go hang out, go get their nails done all day or whatever it is that the people who are the non-workers,
Yeah,
if the shoe doesn't fit, it doesn't apply to you. But I'm just saying that there are a category of people these days that they're waiting to find somebody so that they can sit back and not have to do any work.
yeah, yeah, and I saw somewhere that this. I don't remember exactly where, but I saw like um someone saying that on when she goes on a date, she brings all this paperwork, and I don't remember where when and
Paperwork. What kind of paperwork, Miss Nexie?
to bring it to, so that she can make sure that they are telling the truth. And I'm thinking, okay, what if this is a wonderful guy or a wonderful gal whose credit probably got ruined after her business went up belly, or belly up, I'm sorry, or something happened, she got sick and she couldn't continue her business, and the credit got messed up because she was not capable of continuing on. So you're going to dismiss them, their personality, and all of the good in them because they don't have the right credit score. But then again, if you're doing this and you're the type of person that works hard, that does all this, and this is your criteria for a mate, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a relationship, then I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I don't see it wrong because this is what you're expecting. So you're telling them up front, this is
Mm-hmm.
what I want. So if you don't meet this, that means we can't work. We cannot work out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually, I don't agree with it, but you can disagree with someone, still respect
Yeah.
their beliefs, their ways of, handling their life and who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to agree with them, but you can respect that. So if they are bringing all of that because that's important to them in order for them to move on, who knows what happened to them in the past and it's why they're this way. I get
Hmm.
that, but it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't work for me. It will be weird if somebody's asking me for my credit score. The
Yeah.
minute we meet, I'll be like, no, bye,
Yeah. For me,
adios.
yeah, that's not gonna work. There's certain things that I don't agree with, because I'm old school. I think if you when you just are in the phase of getting to know somebody, you shouldn't be asking somebody about what they do for work. And that's certain things that once you've developed a closeness to somebody, then you naturally are going to find out. But from the very beginning, you shouldn't be finding out how much money they work and what's your
Mm-hmm.
credit. There's certain things that is just like, no, right now in the beginning stage, I think that a lot of the new school people need to learn that. They focus so much on money, money, money. Everything is about money instead of getting to know a person, who they are in their heart. What do they want in the future? Is that something that you want? Could you build with that person? And and it's not about having somebody just like you. I believe 100% that a lot of people get that wrong. They want somebody
Mm-hmm.
just like them. When I'll tell you from years of experience seeing my parents, my mom and dad were opposites. And my mom said, I don't know how in the world I got your father. She always said that. She says, I have no idea because my mom was always very outspoken and, that's my mom. And my dad is, I don't know, I think I call my dad a cool flame because he could turn, he would spark, but
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be cool for the most part, but don't get him started.
Mm-hmm.
So I always call
Exactly.
my dad a cool flame.
And there's some people like that, but then when you bring things like this into the mix when you first meet, you don't get to see that other side of the person, because
Hmm.
if somebody like you and I go on a date with someone and that's the first thing we get asked,
Hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, I'm
We
already
block
grabbing my
we
purse. I'm
block
gone.
every yeah we block everything else that comes out. Well, I'm gonna eat the meal first, especially if they take me to the restaurant, and
Miss
then
Maxie,
I'm gonna go home and block. Hey, I'm gonna enjoy the
but you're gonna
meal.
go
Come
home
on,
and block
come on.
them.
I'm gonna enjoy the meal. No, I would just tell them it's not gonna work out. But after I have eaten the meal, hey, I'm hungry.
Yeah, okay, okay, Miss Maxie. Now I got to get into something that kind of, you know, uh, I know this is gonna make some people upset, but I don't care. You know how like this big debate that went around where I can't date a blue collar worker. I'm not dating a bus driver.
I remember that one.
Yeah. And of course, to each his their own. If that's not what you want, then that's not what you want. But I'm just saying, I believe it's a matter of old school versus new school. I'm the type of person that I believe in being a helpmate. I guess that's the way I would call it. I believe that you should be with somebody that you help them to be their best. Not
Hmm.
doing everything for them, but being a supportive person to wherever
Yeah, you
they.
bring the best out of them.
Yes,
Yeah, and they bring the best out of you.
exactly. So what if that person is a bus driver? What if that person is a cashier? Does that mean that's not a good person because maybe their income at the moment is not good? You don't know what that person could have went through. They could have
Yeah.
probably have all this education just right now. This is the only job they could get. They're just trying to
What if
provide for
that's what they
themselves.
like?
Yeah.
What if that's what? Because I have an acquaintance who is a principal at a school, and um her husband has a gardening type of
Hmm.
business. He's a gardener, but they
Hmm.
complement each other so well. They love each other. They have
Oh,
kids.
that's sweet.
She's super educated. He is not, but
Mhm.
the way they love each other and the love you feel in that family when you go visit them, there's no difference between him being just, as people will say, a gardener. I will never date
Yeah,
that.
it's
They've been
good in
married for
there.
years, for
Hmm.
years. And he probably makes more money than she does
Yeah, that's what.
because it's his own little business. But, he's not an educated man, but he's an amazing human. And sometimes when you bring this list into a first meeting, you may
Hmm.
turn away probably one of the best things that could ever happen to you,
Yeah.
because of you're going on the interwebs and getting dating tips from other
The-
people that are probably not the way that you think, but because it's the new era, you're trying to conform to it, and then you might, we can't judge people. When you're
mhm.
dating someone, you're dating them, like you said earlier, because they make you a better person. They make you a better
Exactly.
version of you. It's not that they're gonna make you into a whole new person now, and you're gonna be totally different than you were. No, they have to bring the
Yeah.
best that you already have. They have to make
Mhm.
that shine, but just being there for you, and you're gonna do the same for the other person.
Mhm.
So when it comes to this, and I have always had trouble when people value um, values go on money and possessions rather than the thing that should matter the most is that person's heart,
Yeah.
that person's attitude, that person's treatment of others, that person's treatment of you. A lot of
Exactly.
times, and I tell people all the time, I can lose everything I have right now and I'll still be happy because I come from
Mhm.
nothing. All these
Mhm.
possessions I have made through the years of hard work and things like that, they're just
Mhm.
possessions, they're just
There are
things,
things.
but
Yeah.
they don't make me who I am. I make me who I am. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? By following the way I feel the life should be led. That's me. So if I lose everything I own right now, is it going to hurt? Of course it will, because
Yeah,
it's a lot of
of
hard
course.
work. But it's not going to change who I am. It's not going to make me bitter. It's not going to make me any less than I am because I come from nothing and I can go back there and live a very happy and content life.
Mhm. Yep.
Just work hard to make it, rebuild it again. But I haven't
Yeah.
lost who I am because of possessions.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
We're both two Caribbean girls, Miss Nexie. So, me and you have a lot of the same thinking. I'm not saying that a lot of Americans don't, but most of the time, most of us who are Caribbean based people, we think on the same wavelength of about commitment and loyalty and honesty and respect and being supportive. What, it doesn't matter whatever your man is, whatever your woman is, you're supportive of them. And I will say this, Miss Nexie, sometimes you could be in a relationship with somebody, and I have seen that, uh I guess people would call, oh, oh, that's a build a bear. I would never want him, until you see that man, he got the right woman, and he went back to school, became educated, and now everybody's like, "Oh, now he's a PA? Why didn't I give him a chance?"
Exactly. Again,
Not saying that that's what, you know nobody
it's
would
going to happen
know
every time.
that's what he would want, or that's what he was trying to be. But sometimes all you need as a woman or as a man is just having somebody who is supportive, and they'll be like, you can do it, and then
Hmm.
they'll excel.
Yeah, who believes in you, who
Hmm.
believes, who shares the way that you are, your feelings and your likes and dislikes. A lot of times,
Exactly.
um, and I have lived, a lot of life, and you come around people that are so focused on certain brands, right?
Oh
If he
yeah.
can afford to give me that, then I'm not gonna date him. Or, oh, I went on a date with this girl and she was wearing blah blah blah. Oh God, I will never date someone that was
Yeah,
wearing
she
that
didn't have the
brand.
right label, the right brand.
Yeah, and I'm looking at him. I'm thinking you're focusing on the wrong end of that person. Maybe maybe this person has all the money in the world, but chooses to wear that because that's what she likes or he
Mhm.
likes.
Yeah, or a
And
person,
you just missed
or
out on someone wonderful because you're focusing on
on
a
labels.
possession, yeah, on
Hmm.
labels, on things that are not important when you're sick. Because let me tell you, if you're wearing a certain pair of shoes that are worth $1,500 and you let go of someone wonderful because she wasn't wearing those type of shoes, the shoes that you have in your closet are not going to bring you a cup of tea when you have a cold. They're just going to be standing there in your closet
Are
looking
you
at you
sure
sick.
shoes can't bring you tea?
They can't. Now
Or
a
or,
pair
or,
of
or
cheap
shoes can't hug
sneakers
you at
can.
night?
A nice suit on your closet with her regular, um not name brand stuff, or his regular not name brand stuff, your brand name suit is not going to get up and check your temperature, make sure that you're covered
Mhm.
as you're sick. So these are the things that sometimes when we focus on the wrong thing we miss out on, and
Yeah.
we end up with people. And I'm not saying you're going to get someone on your list, yeah, you will, but this person is going to be focused exactly on what you are. So if you're the type of person
Yeah.
that wants all this, but wants this all this attention and these feelings and this, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get another person just like that, like you, like the list. You're gonna get a
Mhm.
list. You're not gonna get a person. You're gonna get a list.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, and I don't want to
You
offend
know,
anyone. That's just how I see it.
yeah. You know, I want to read some of these comments from the chat. Um, you're 100% right. This is especially the perspective of most girls today. A good man is one that's famous and rich, and and if you and if you ain't, you're not going to get them. They have no respect for you. Um, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, wealth rules over courtesy for most. It's like some people, all they could see is green. All they see is money. And I'll tell you, I've seen people sell their soul to be run over people, do things underhanded, backhanded, just so that they could get a certain person, so that they could be in a certain tax bracket, right? And they get everything that they've been wanting and hoping for. And then when they get it, that person is never home. Of course, because they're wealthy, they have to go and keep up this wealthy lifestyle. So I'm just like, okay, that's what you asked for. So they got to go and make all that money. So they're never there for you. They're never supportive. And if you had just maybe, as they would say, lower, I would say lower your standard, but sometimes if you had just said, just an ordinary, everyday person, I guess you could say average, they would be, listening to you. So in school, they focus so
Possessions,
the house, the
status.
profession, the car, the this, the that, the money, what brand they're wearing, and all of these outside things. And instead of finding out the person's head, like
Yeah.
for
Oh,
my number one thing in dating, are you mentally stable? That's
yeah,
very important to
exactly.
me.
And like, do you like food? Because if you want to make me happy, you better be a foodie like me. If not, we can't do this. I'm sorry. It will lead straight to divorce if you don't like food. Do you eat
Mm,
after 6 p.m.? Because if you don't, it's not going to work
it's
for
not gonna
me.
work.
Okay, so Marlene, I was listening to a conversation a few months back, and it just came to me right now because we're talking about relationships and the
Hmm.
things that people go through just to get someone, and then they find out that it's really not what they should have been focused
Yeah.
on. So this girl gets set up with um some at work with somebody's, I don't know, relative, I guess, a blind date, right? That
Huh?
another coworker set her up with, and I know you're gonna be perfect, blah blah blah. So they choose a place and they're gonna go meet there on the blind date and whatever. And yeah, they go and they meet, and then she comes back. I guess a few days later. And anyway, so I guess when I was listening to the conversation is after the fact,
Okay.
right after the date. I found out later that it was set up by somebody at work. Anyway, so she comes back, and they're talking in a little about how it went, because I guess that's they had not seen her or whatever. And
Okay.
she's telling them, relating everything that happened. We went to a really nice place, blah blah blah. He was Did he pick you up? Oh, no, no, we met over there, but afterwards he did drop me off at home. I mean, he wasn't driving the car that I really like, but it was a nice car, whatever. And then so they go through the whole list of things, the questions that they had, and then like, so you're gonna see him again? It's like, not really. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work. And I was thinking, oh my God, maybe that car wasn't right for her. So she's
Mm.
discouraged now because I just need a car. You know what I need, Marlene? Even if it's a piece of metal, as long as it takes me from point A to point B, it doesn't have doors. It only has the steering wheel and wheels. As long as that thing still works, I'm getting on it because I'm not walking. Anyway,
Oh,
so she
I
says,
have so much to say, but I'll let you continue.
so she says, no, I don't think so. The one thing that really bothered me as we were going to the dinner and everything is that he was wearing a suit. He was very well suited and everything. But the one thing that I was like, oh my God, how can you wear a suit and not wear a vest under it?
Oh, so she's going by preferences.
Yes, and I was looking at her, and that's the thing that
Mm.
disappointed you. This guy, she was talking about how he was very well versed, he was very well mannered. He,
Mhm.
pulled out her chair. Um, when
Okay.
they were going out, he opened up the door, of the restaurant. When they were leaving, they opened up the car door. When they got to her place, opened up her car door, took it out, her side of the door, and I'm thinking, the vest is what killed the date.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have a
Oops,
vest.
sorry.
Oh,
The date,
that's it.
the
He's
vest
done.
is what unalived the date. So because it was okay. The car, not what she really would have hoped for someone of that status, but I guess she could have gone over that and make him buy the car that she really thought it was good for the status he had. But the vest part is
Oh, the
that,
vest
because
done.
when she said that, he's like, I don't like them. I really don't. I don't feel. I don't. Yeah, I don't. So that's what did the trick. That's what, she's not gonna go out with him again because of all
Unbelievable.
this. Yes, and I'm thinking, how superficial this.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
I'm laughing inside, and I have another coworker who we're really good friends with, and she's like, "Oh no, we're gonna have another honey in our hands," and you know that story, Marlene.
Oh,
The
I know
honey's
about honey. Tell about the honey
no, 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 too
story
long of
for.
a too long of a story. But
Oh,
he's
it's
not
too long.
he's not the honey anymore. He's not honey anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Well, initially it was the story was basically people got together and they were like, "Honey, we're never going to do this, and we'll never fight,
We're
and
never gonna
everything will
fight.
always be
No, no, no. They,
perfect."
they, Marlene, they were never going to be like their parents. They were gonna be before arguing on anything that happened in their marriage. They were gonna talk about it. They were not gonna
Oh,
yell at
yeah,
each
they
other.
never
They were not
disagree.
gonna disrespect, and they were
Mhm.
gonna talk things out. They were never going to be like
Never.
their parents.
Mm.
And honey this and honey that. There's no longer honey in that jar. It's
I,
vinegar now.
it's nothing but vinegar. But you know, Miss Nixie, you know what I have found out? I found out that people have so much unrealistic expectations. I think I'm going to make that a podcast.
You
Um,
should.
because yeah, I'm going to write that down right now while you're talking. I'm going to put that for maybe we'll do that next week.
Yeah, unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic expectations, and we can go past dating. It's a lot of things that people are doing that's
You know what
unrealistic.
I Yeah, and what I was thinking in the process of this, when I was listening to this young ladies, I was thinking like, oh my God. So for in order for you, if one day you get married, if one day you're able to find that person that fits that list or that mold that you want to, and I'm thinking, okay, let's say you find this, what are you bringing to this list?
Hmm.
How many attributes, how many of the list that you have, if you have a list of 50 things that need to be in this person in order for you to date them. And like I said, for me, simple. Do you have a metal thing with two wheels and a steering wheel? Yeah, okay, I can date you. Do you like food? Yeah, okay, we're cool. Let's go, we're gonna date.
Exactly.
Bring your
Okay.
metal piece of thing to let's go get Wendy's or something.
You know the funny part. Let's go into the old school now, Miss Nexie. I think we've talked enough about the the new school, because let's go into old school now. I know Miss Nexie, maybe your list will be different for me, but for me, old school for me is chivalry.
Hmm.
And I will tell you,
And it's
as a
not dead for me either. By the way,
no,
it's
and it's
not dead.
not dead either. For me, I can't speak for all women, but I will speak for the majority of women who are empowered, who love themselves and know themselves. For me, one of the biggest turn on as a woman is a man who is chivalrous.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yep.
that you don't have to tell them to be a
Hmm.
gentleman.
Hmm.
You don't have to tell them. They already know how to be a man. You don't have to say
Yep.
pull out. You don't have to say pull out my chair. You don't have to say certain things like hello, I'm sorry, good morning, thank you. Like they got that already. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to worry like and rack my brain. Like they are a man of class and worth. And
Hmm.
to me, there's nothing like the just the old school, like I guess younger people now would call it swag, but back in the day, men just had that, like the dressed with class, talk with respect, intellectual. That's I don't know. That's just something for me. That's something automatic.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that,
Then for me, you
yeah,
have nothing. Even
yeah,
if
for
you
me, it's
have
nothing. I can't deal
if
with
you have
somebody
the
who doesn't have
best brand
chivalry.
of clothing and the best car in
Hmm.
the world, if you don't have that, then you're not in my
Hmm.
list. Which only requires two things: a metal piece with four wheels and a steering wheel and food. Marlene,
Yeah.
it's funny because how about when you go somewhere and this is old school when we were dating
Hmm.
as young girls, right? I'm a lot older than you, but you know
Hmm.
when we used to go out to eat with that person we liked and we didn't have enough, so we will share like a plate, or we will add all of the little cents we had in our pockets to buy that dish that we were eating. And but the conversation was easily flowing. The
Hmm.
chemistry was there, the likeness that we were we can talk about anything and make it fun. And those things nowadays I have learned that are non-existent. That's not
Hmm.
a do or die
Type of
um
situations.
type of situation. Yeah, type of, it's not a buzzkill, or if this person is not respectful, or it doesn't pull out your chair, or it doesn't open up your car door, that what matters is that he has this, that he has that he wears this, or that she wears that. And it's so
Exactly.
sad. And it's
Mm.
so sad
I know.
because if at the end of the day that person can wear the most expensive pair of shoes, the most expensive outfit they have, or they can buy every day, but if that person doesn't treat you like a queen, and I don't mean that you have to have a crown and he has to do everything, no, but it doesn't treat you with
With respect.
respect, with
Mhm.
love, with kitty gloves, and gives sports attention, loving attention towards you, the suit and the cars don't matter, because your heart eventually is going to be aching for those things, because you're not going to
Yeah,
have them. And we're human. We need that. We
exactly.
need to feel loved, and we need to give love. That's just a human type of thing. And which is why we get into relationships. If you focus on things that are material things, and you're happy and content with all the materials that this man or this woman have, you're going to have an empty, beautiful house with
Mhm.
a beautiful car that is never parked in your driveway, because that person has to work super hard to get exactly what you like,
Yeah,
to keep
exactly.
what because that's exactly what he or she likes. So
Hmm.
in order to maintain that, they have to work super hard. They have to go above and beyond of what they're doing, and they may have all of these possessions but not the type of things that you need after you obtain those. Now, you can marry someone or date someone that has nothing, and you can acquire those possessions. But what you're going to have together with those possessions are the love that you both built in the
Mhm.
process of acquiring everything else.
Yeah. For me, I think the difference between old school and new school is that the with the old school is identifying toxicity. I'm never going to
Yep.
say I'm never going to say, "Oh, just choose a person who's a scum of the earth."
Yeah. No.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to lower your standards so much that, let's see. I don't know how to finish that because I want to say some other on YouTube friendly words, but you don't want to choose somebody that is scum,
Yeah, of course not.
basically. I'm saying you do have to have some standards, but you cannot make it to where
That's all you care about.
that's all you're only thinking about lists and money and this and what about what you want instead of thinking about just being happy.
Hmm.
Just being
Yep.
happy. Yeah.
My father, as old school as he was, um, my father always told us girls that whoever we were dating, just focus on noticing and following how he treats his mother, how he treats the
Hmm.
females in his household, because that's exactly what you're gonna get at home. And I would think
Hmm.
like, what? Like he treats his mom, that's his mom. And my dad would say, no, no, no. That's why I'm telling you, you gotta focus there. You guys have to, because if this guy is disrespectful, treats his mom like crap, his sisters like that as well. That's exactly what you're gonna get after he's comfortable with you.
Exactly.
And it never makes sense to me. I was like, oh my God, my dad, he's so old school. Ew. That's not true. Because he's so educated and his mom probably gets on his nerves, but I wasn't thinking that I will be that person one day getting
Yeah,
on his
you will be.
nerves, right? Oh, no, no, I'm sorry. We were going to talk about everything. We were never going to yell at each other.
Yeah,
Now that,
honeydew. Like yeah, we're going to talk about that next week and talking about unrealistic expectations. But one thing that I have to say in talking about old school is there's certain things that now y'all don't come for me, but I'm going to say it because I believe in it. So, like, there's just some old school things that I think that just needs to never end. You know, honesty, commitment, loyalty, um, consideration. You should
mhm,
never stop dating.
nope.
That's something that's important. And I see a lot of people. Now, Miss Nexie, I've seen these ladies, and I'm not trying to make fun of you ladies at all, but I've seen some ladies, and they don't look so, you know, they don't look so,
Yes.
yeah. But
I'm married already.
they're,
I'm married. He already knows how I look,
yeah,
right? Is that what you mean?
yeah.
He already seen me at my best, so I'm married.
Like what my mom used to say, a face only a mom could love. So there you go. And but they try and they put themselves together, makeup, hair, this, nails, all of the superficial things. But then once they get the person, I've seen it on both sides, ladies and gentlemen, then they relax their
Yep.
standards, they stop putting themselves together, like it just they gain all of this weight, and I'm just like, what the.
They stopped dating. They
Yeah.
stopped dating. They stopped caring about the again,
Mm,
this happens when you're only doing these things because you want to get this person, and you know that that's what he likes or she likes,
mhm,
right? Now, once you have that person, you can go back to yourself, which is why I tell people the boyfriend you married is not the husband that you're gonna get at home. That's just the boyfriend you're dating.
mhm.
The man that you're marrying today, that's not your boyfriend. That person, it's gone today because you signed those two little dotted lines. And
Yeah.
and and you don't, and a lot of people go into marriage or commitments. I don't mean get married, by, I mean getting together, living together. They go into expecting that boyfriend treatment all the time, or that girlfriend treatment all the time. And that's not
Mhm.
who you end up with, which is why it's very important to be honest from the
To be
get go.
real, to be
I like
real.
this, to be real, to be you. You go one day on a date and say, "Here, this is how I look on Saturdays. Let's go eat breakfast." And they'll be like, "What? That's how you look?" Yep, that's exactly what
No,
you're gonna get on Saturdays
Miss
because I don't
Nexie,
get anything done until Sundays.
Miss Nexie, I think it's important when you're in a relationship, whether you're a woman or a man, to like, how does your woman or man look like before they, that like, how do they you look when you wake up? Like makeup
Oh,
free.
you know, when again, you have to realistically, this is not how I wake up, honey. Trust me. It
Yeah,
takes
I'm
me three
like,
hours to look the way I do when I come on our dates. But you're not honest.
no, you like, and like, the honesty, like, it's important to say things like, I have certain things, like you should say, like, I have certain things about me that is, you're gonna learn that once we're living together. That it's important to say things like, even something, I don't know if that's something superficial to say, but I think it's important to tell somebody, these are my real teeth, or they're not my real teeth. I wear dentures. I have, you know, certain
A
things
glass eye.
like,
No,
it's
it,
important.
you know, you have to be honest, right? I remember, in my life married, um we already
Mhm.
had our children and everything, and I remember my husband in the mornings would be like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful." And then I will get up and look at myself in the mirror in the morning. I would say, "Oh my god, he really loves me." Because I look like
Oh, you would say, I say, brother is in love.
he is in love. He really loves me because I look like a bear who just woke up from a from a winter nap, the hair all over the place. And he was like, "Ah, you're so beautiful in the morning." But Marlene, a lot of times we want, we act, and I've seen this happen. And sometimes I have found myself sometimes around certain friends acting different than I am. And I have to remind myself, this is not who I am. What am I doing? And I'm
Mm-mm.
already older, right?
Mhm.
So I'm thinking a lot of times you change sometimes for certain people, or you try to be what they like so they can commit or they can marry you. But you're setting yourself up for failure if you do things like that. So for me, it is important, at least for me, it's very important. And I tell people, what you see is what you get.
Mhm.
I'm not a super happy person in the morning. I'm not. I need a
Yeah.
cup of coffee in my system first
Yeah.
so I can be the cheerful, whatever it is that you want in the morning. But you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get a bear, right, waking up out of hibernation if you talk to me about problems in the morning
Yeah.
without a cup of coffee.
Miss
You're
Nexie,
gonna get the
that
bear claw. Wow!
Miss Nexie, it's like very important. Like I've said from the beginning in a relationship, my eyes don't open until at least noon. So everything you say to me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, yeah. So don't listen to anything I say. I said yes to before noon.
I am not exactly. We're
I'm
not.
not a morning person. Like like by the time I have my lunch, then okay, like I'll start. Okay, okay, my brain's starting to function, but my bubbly doesn't rise up until noon.
Exactly. And and don't make plans for us when I haven't had that cup of coffee. Remember, bear claw. Wow.
Yeah, bear claw, you will
Scratches
get
all
it.
over the place. Wow. Give me my cup of
See, Miss
coffee.
Nexie, you'll be. See, you're the aggressive person, like you'll swipe them and stuff. Me, I'll just give them the look of death. Like, why? I'll be like, why are you talking to me? Like, honestly.
Yeah, I'm dangerous in the morning. No, I'm the type of person that needs, I need to, don't bombard me with all kinds of questions or suggestions or ideas or whatever when I'm just getting up. Let me get a
Yeah,
feel of the day first. Let me breathe a little bit of fresh air. Let me go, brush my teeth, get my cup of coffee, wake up, and then we can talk about everything else you have in mind.
yeah,
But before breakfast, yeah, you don't do that. No, 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 no. You don't
yeah.
do that. But then again, you say these things to people up front. Now, if once you are together, this person says, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were like this." You say, "I told you so. I
Hmm.
said it from the very beginning. If you didn't believe me, then that's you. That's a you problem.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's a you problem. It has nothing to do with me. I was brutally honest with you in the
Hmm.
beginning, right?"
Like I tell people, um, I have three different looks that I do. I said I have my professional looks. I have my like where I'm just hanging out with my friends look, and then I have my I'm at home.
Yeah, look, there you go. There you go.
That's
They look at you like,
that's like I'm going to be in pajamas. I'm going to have my
wait,
bonnet on. Like
and you
I'm
have
not
like
having
three different,
visitors today. No.
Marlene, and you have three different colors of clothing.
Yes.
Like a red shirt, like bright orange pants or green pants,
Hmm.
and your slippers. That's on me at home. When I open that door, if you see me like that and you get scared, then that's on you, buddy. Because I
Yeah,
told you,
and I
I'm
told
at
like
home.
I was like, don't do no pop ups. That's very
No,
important. That's very important to say when you're in a relationship. You can't just pop up over here and say, I just wanted to see you.
nope.
I'm not opening the door. I'm like,
You're
this
gonna
is
get
not
scared if
warming.
you see
Nope.
me.
Mm-mm. Nope. I said I need about 2 hours to get myself together.
It's the same thing as, don't come unannounced,
Do
right?
not.
Uninvited.
Not
Don't.
cute.
I had to teach family. You don't just show up at my doorstep
Mm-mm.
without,
Mm-mm.
letting me know you're coming, without making plans.
Because
Because there are
Miss
days that I'm not gonna want to open the door, and I'm not going to. I will let you out. I'm gonna leave you outside waiting.
Miss Nexie, I won't even say I saw you. I'll come to the door and look and be like, they didn't tell me they were coming.
Yeah, that's what I do. I had to do that because people will come up and I had to tell family I really don't like that. I don't I'm because when you're at home, I'm the type of person that needs to know what's happening, right? With my day, what am I gonna do? Do we have any plans with anyone? Then you get ready, you get your mindset on as you're going, like, because we're gonna have all these people because I invited them. But when I have a day off and I just want to stay at home on my pajamas, watching TV,
Hmm.
catching up on news, or just catching up with the family, right? And you
Hmm.
show up to take that time away from me. Okay, I told you the first time, you apparently didn't stick. You didn't hear me. I'm gonna allow you a second time to interrupt, and I'm gonna be nice to you, but there won't be a third as families, because you're gonna have to be outside waiting for someone that is not gonna open that door for you, someone that is not gonna come out for you. So you're gonna have to go back home, drive back,
Hmm.
all upset for something that you provoked, not me,
Hmm.
because I didn't invite you over.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just want to have those days, Marlene, when you're alone thinking
Hmm.
and relaxing. You don't want to
Yeah.
be
I
entertaining.
listen,
You don't want to be.
Listen, Miss Next. I tell people, I said today I'm having my Don King day. I am not doing my hair today. If I want to walk around with my hair standing out up on edge, That's what we're doing today.
Yes, ma'am. That's it exactly. I'm telling you, Marlene. I'll look at myself and see the hair all over the place
Yeah.
because no bonnet, just the hair. I don't know where the bonnet
Yeah.
went, but and the hair all over. And I was like, man, he really loves me because I don't even like me right. And I'm looking at the beautiful face of me, and I'm like, what? It's he probably needs glasses. He needs his eyes checked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people sometimes, and I think Marlene is because they go into the same, like you said in the beginning, into I'm gonna the make a bear type of thing. I'm gonna change that. Once we're together, she's gonna want to be a morning person.
Mm.
Good luck with that one. My dad tried for years and he didn't get that.
Yeah. My guess what, Miss Nexie? My family has been trying to change that about me for my entire life.
I'm telling you, my
Yeah.
dad said my
No.
dad said to my husband when we're getting married, Miss Marlene. I'm sorry to interrupt you right
Mm-hmm.
there, but he said, I know your culture. I get it. I know that you guys are, you are the head of the family, and you what you say goes. If
Mm-hmm.
that's what you think my daughter is gonna do for you, if that's who you think it's you get that she's gonna follow, he said, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I know my
Mm-hmm.
child, and she's not someone that is gonna be dominated by anyone, and that is gonna follow your every command. So if that's who you are going to be with her, I would say don't marry her.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be disappointed. 'Cause I've been trying for years to change and
Yeah.
do certain things and have her do, and she doesn't. So, she doesn't. So I will say, if your thought is that once you guys are married, she's gonna be this meek little person,
She's gonna be
like a little
this
puppet,
little
you got
puppy to follow you. Mm.
he's like, you got another thing coming. So I'm preventing you from going through what I went through for years, trying to change her.
Yeah. And I always say, like, what is very interesting to me when you're dating somebody and you tell them things like, okay, I want to tell you this and this and this, whatever it is about me. And then they're like, no, 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 no. Right? And then when
Exactly.
they find out, they're like,
She's so sweet. How can that ugly come out of that
and
sweetness?
I'm like, and they're like, and I was like, but dude,
I,
I was like,
I
but
told you.
I told you this like
Hmm.
almost 2 years ago. They're like, but I'm seeing it now.
Exactly. It took you 2 years to believe me. Like I
Yeah, I
said,
was like
Marlene.
2 years to believe. But you know what it is because until you're living with somebody, until you're in different situations, you really there's certain like levels of comfort. Like if you're not in certain situation where there, that's why I think it's important while you're dating. It's important to see people in every situation possible. Like
Hmm.
how like
How they gonna handle it?
how they're going to handle situations. Are they going to be cool or calm? Are they going to come out of a bag? Are they like a constant complainer? Or you need to see people in other situations. You do.
Exactly. And realists, don't feel bad because, oh man, I haven't done it to my mom. So you see, you're not that bad, and I don't feel bad. No, again, Marlene, it's the fact that people, and this I knew someone, Marlene, who was married. They had two kids, but he lived with his parents and she lived with her parents, and they said they had a
Wait,
great
what?
marriage. Yes, 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 they were married. They were married, two kids, married, legally married, two kids, but he was staying with his parents because they were saving money to buy a house, and she was staying with her parents because, they were saving money to buy a house. And they said they had a great marriage. And I told them, I said, you guys are not married. You guys are still dating. This is not being married. You signed a paper,
I'm giving
yes, but
I'm
this is
giving the
not a
look like my
marriage.
dog gives me.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I looked at them. And I was like, I said, you guys don't even,
Confused?
you have no idea what married life is all about. You guys are still boyfriend and girlfriend. Even though you are
Unbelievable.
legally married, you guys are not really married. You guys are still
Mm,
just dating. I said, real marriage
interesting.
begins when you two live in the same household and you both wake up every morning without unaliving one another.
Yes.
That's real
That's very
marriage.
important. That's very important because
That's
a lot of times I'm telling you, I've told you many times this when my mom used to say, it's not sometimes I wanted to unalive your father, but just to make some water go up his nose to make him choke a little bit. Just enough to
just for my pleasure. Just for my
just to give me a little bit like, okay, okay.
it, same
That'll make
same
me feel
here.
better.
I will say it's not that I want to, you to stop breathing, but I would love to put this pillow over your face just for
Yeah,
a
just like, whew,
but
that
10
is so much
seconds,
better.
50,
Whew, that is
15
some
seconds.
relief right there.
Yeah, exactly. That, to get that workout. I'm just doing it for my health. To get that workout of putting that pillow over your head. Just 10
And you're like,
seconds.
whew,
Just
that's when you go, man, do I feel better?
yeah, that's a workout. See my biceps?
See,
They're
and when my
getting better.
mom's, when I was younger, my mom said that, I was like, Mom. And then
Yep.
when I got older and got in a
And
relationship, I was like, that's when went over to my mom's house. I was like, give my mom a pound. I was like, yeah, you was on point with that one, Mom. Yeah,
yeah,
just
mom.
a little water, just a
Now
little,
I get what you meant, mom.
yeah,
Now I
just a
really.
little, you know, yeah. Hmm.
That's why when honey used to come over and say, we're not gonna be like our parents disrespecting each other. Oh no, we're gonna talk everything out. And I was looking at her and I was like, when this is the third time of you telling him not to leave his socks everywhere, the talk goes out the window. Those socks are gonna be exploding on his face.
Miss Nexie, I have a very good solution. Like what my mom used to do. Anything that is on the floor, I'm not going to tell you to pick it up. It will be gone. I throw it in the garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
I don't care what it
I
is, your
I
business suit. I don't care. You'll learn. I said, you will learn today. Hmm. You
so
will learn
my
today.
my sister
Eddie
um
McPettykins.
but you know what, sometimes you, again, when people have this certain ideals or this lists that they go by and they're gonna follow in a marriage, I laugh
Oh,
because
we're
I
never
have
going to do
been there.
this. We'll never. Hmm.
Never. And you know what? Our children are gonna be raised with all the patience and the love in the world. I'm never going to yell at my kids. And I was laughing on that
Hmm.
one, Marlene. I had to turn my face around because I was cracking up. I was like,
Yeah, I
girl,
will never. Hmm.
I don't care who you are. At one point, you lose your cool. That's just being human. Saying I will never do that is unrealistic
Yeah.
because we are human. We lose our cool sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, I remember my sister used to have, because my sister raised me with my dad, and
Hmm.
she used to tell me, "Hey, Fleur, hey,
Yeah.
pick." She used to tell all us kids, "Pick up your clothes," because back home you take a shower and you take a shower, with your underwears, and you wash them right then and there,
Hmm.
and you hang them because we don't have washers, we don't
Miss
have dryers.
Nexie,
Come on.
we're Caribbean girls.
Exactly.
You're
So
te-
we
you're
do that.
you're telling I feel like you're exposing Caribbean secrets.
So my
Careful.
sister will tell us girls, as soon as you guys take that off, wash them and hang them.
As
Oh,
soon
guess
I
what?
mean as soon as they come off. So I never understand when people talking about my underwear is dirty. I'm like,
No, no,
what
no, no, no.
the.
Wait, wait, wait. How about the I already told you guys 3 times. I already told, no, that didn't happen. So my sister will say that, and from time to time we will forget because we were so happy taking a shower. Girls, we're younger. And
Yeah.
so one day, we found all of the ones that we had left because I was like, oh, I forgot to wash it. I will go in and I couldn't find it. I was like, oh, that's weird. So one day, my nieces and I are coming home from school and we see them hanging in front of the door of our house in a little line. and we were coming with like six of our friends, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And I ran to the front and I started pulling them down, and we were so embarrassed. But guess what, Marlene? We never
You
did that
learn.
again.
Yep.
Yes. So the to think that in a marriage you're not gonna lose your cool, you're gonna be this happy couple all of your life, you're never gonna disagree, you're gonna talk everything out. That's unrealistic
You
because
know
there will
what?
be days.
You
Uh-huh.
know, Miss Nexie, I'm a firm believer in being petty in a relationship. And I can't be in a relationship with somebody who is not on my level. Like, I feel like my level of pettiness is like I'm about
Okay,
here. So
I
his
see that
is
it's
gonna
very
have to
low.
be like hit here.
I see that it's very low. Okay.
Mine is about but I
So
need
low.
somebody who's petty is because for me, I feel like that's what keeps you in the relationship. For me, being petty is fun because you know that I'm people who don't know me in real life don't know this about me, but I'm a prankster.
Uh-oh.
So I just exposed one of my secrets, but I love doing pranks. I've already told, I've said this before that, there was somebody and, we were in a relationship and because I was mad at them and instead of I in the orange juice box, I scrambled an egg, put it in there, took a swig of some eggs instead of orange juice, but just because, just because. No reason. They didn't do anything. I just wanted to.
Just
Just
for
because.
fun.
Just because. Just for giggles. I was like, okay. And he was like, challenge. Okay, got you.
No, you know what? I'm the one the that teaches you that lesson, right? Like I've been telling you, I've been asking you to do this. So for me, again, going into a relationship with a list and all, whatever you have a list, you have it in an app, you have whatever it is that you have.
Right.
The most important thing is to be you because
Mhm.
that person eventually in a relationship is coming out. If you're someone that does not like people who sits those glasses on the table, you need a coaster, put a freaking coaster. But
Oh,
when you're
please don't
dating,
say you're
you
one of those persons, Miss
no,
Nexie.
I'm
I
not,
don't think
i'm
we could
not
be
i'm not
friends anymore.
no, 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 I'm not. But I'm saying if you're that type of person that you have people, because I have a friend who's like that, who needs people to put their thing, their partner, their cup on a coaster. But because you're dating, you just let it happen. If you don't say anything as you're dating, he's gonna continue to do it as you're married. So
Hmm.
that person that is just smiling and putting the little coaster underneath, it's gonna snap,
Yep,
and
they're
those
gonna
coasters are gonna
snap. They're
fly in
gonna
his
come
face.
unglued. Yep. Hmm.
And those coasters are gonna start flying on his face so that he can
Well,
finally get it. Put
Miss
a freaking
Miss
coaster.
Nexie, I feel like I'm gonna reveal another one of my secrets. I have to tell you. This is one
Uh
of
oh.
my. It drives me crazy when the
Pet peeves.
toothpaste, Miss Nexie, the toothpaste, do not
Why do you
squeeze
press it on the middle?
this. Yes,
Mm.
please. Why did you squeeze it from? And then the toothpaste is laying there and it's all bumpy. Squeeze
Yes.
from the bottom and glide it up. And I'm and I
Oh,
and
oh.
I've been out and I show him. I give a tutorial. Glide, glide, glide. And you're looking like, what? What are you talking about? Glide, glide. No, not the middle. Glide. They don't get it.
No,
Glide,
another thing. Oh,
glide,
you're like that. Okay, so let me tell you. I have
glide,
a, I
glide.
assign different containers for certain things. So I have, the electric toothbrushes, the toothpaste
Mm-hmm.
in this clear container, plastic container, and the toothbrushes are there, the toothpaste is there, and a little thing of floss. And once you're done, dry your toothbrush and put it back there. Why do you have to drip it? And why is the toothpaste cap not on all the way? The toothpaste is leaving marks all over that container. So if you're that type of person that has those things, you have to say them. Or that. real person once you get married is going to come out, because at that point you have already had enough. And you guys are already living in the same household. There's no escaping you.
Hold on a
The
second, Miss
water.
Nexie. I want to say bye to Tony. He says he has to go. Thank you for
Oh,
tuning in.
bye, Tony. Thank you for coming over.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So,
And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
yeah. Miss Nexie, I feel like it's not, I don't know. I feel like the things that I want and need, I don't feel like it's such a big deal
No,
squeezing from
no.
like what, like from the bottom. Like I don't have, for me, I feel like I'm not a woman that has a lot of things, but I do have like three or four things that I feel like it's necessary. Glide from the bottom. Glide. Like
Okay, now
that
we're
one.
going to get into some dark things here. You want me to tell you my pet peeve? You want me to tell you one of them for you, Miss Marlene? The crunching of chips.
What's
That
wrong with that?
bothers me. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Don't go around me, because I will say, are you a duck? It
Oh, the
bothers me.
crunching.
It
Oh,
bothers my
I thought you were
ears.
gonna say
It's
smacking because
no, no, no.
smacking
The
is a
the
pet peeve.
crunching that they do with the chips, it bothers me. I don't know why,
Oh, chips.
but I get up. I get up and go, because I probably will slap you or something. No, I'm not like that, but I will probably say something that you're not gonna like, and
Oh, so
so I
so
just
guys,
don't
this
like it.
this tells me I can't have my Doritos and bite Miss
No,
Nexie.
I'll stuff them in your mouth. Here, have a mouth. Finish the freaking crunchies so I can watch my movie. I mean, no, I'll be nice and say, "Do you want more Fritos, Miss Marley?"
Oh my goodness.
I'll put the bag over your head. Here, have them all. No, I
Oh,
don't know why. It's a pet peeve of mine. It
yeah.
bothers me to no end. And I'm like,
Uh,
I can eat them and I don't have to crunch them like that. What, you want the world to hear you? Like, I don't know why. It
is
just
is it is
bothers
it
me.
because the mouth is open or what
I
is
think
it?
that's what it is. I think that's what it
Oh.
is. That they probably crunch them, but when they make that huge sound, my ears are very sensitive. They're very
Mm.
sensitive. And sometimes that's why I tell people my son is autistic. His ears are very sensitive. So I tell people, I don't know if he's becoming better or I'm autistic.
No, Miss Nexie, when you have somebody who is special needs, you become special needs.
Yes.
No,
So I find
because
myself.
now I'm like hyper fixated with shoes. Now this is a new thing I have. Like I'll put like this from size like all the way down to the smallest one, and,
Yes. You too.
and yeah. And now my sister, she comes and she looks and she says, "Very good."
Okay, so the same thing. So I have like, I have, you know how we have our mouthwash on the sink, right? I have
Yeah.
mouthwashes. I have two different ones: the ones I use at night and the one I use in the morning after I
Hmm.
do my teeth. And so I have them there. My son comes over and puts them facing straight, and they both have to match. And everything in his room is the same way. So what do I find myself doing now at night? After I use my mouthwash, I put it back. Before him, I would just put it whatever. Now, since him, and it's been 20 something years, I'm fixing the mouthwashes to face a certain way. And I'm like,
Whoa.
since when have I been doing this? Because again, even if it's just something you are very passionate about, organization, and you're dating someone that is messy, and you're making it okay because you're dating, as you guys, if this progresses and you guys get together, that is an issue. So address
Mhm.
it. Don't just dress it.
Exactly.
Address it and say, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's
I
certain
really
things that I
dislike that.
can't I can't and for me, number one thing, I cannot what you call it? I cannot deal with somebody who is a hoarder. I can't. Can't.
To me,
Can't.
is
I can't.
hygiene is super important, right? Hygiene is number one. You have to, brush your teeth, brush your hair, wash yourself. You know what I mean? Like, keep clean. And
Oh,
I
of
mean hygiene,
course.
not on your body, but overall, right? You have to
Mhm.
keep, I'm not saying I can see myself on your floors, but keep them clean, keep them nice and presentable
I
sometimes.
just feel like just respect yourself. You know,
Yeah,
respect
yeah.
yourself.
Sometimes you have to, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of times where I know we're busy. We get busy, and our kitchen sometimes is a mess. And you're like, "Oh my god, this weekend I'm gonna sit down. I mean, I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna clean the entire kitchen. I'm gonna fix this." And I've been saying that for the longest time. I'm gonna go over the living room and I'm gonna clean everything. I'm gonna do spring cleaning because I haven't done it in like a couple of years or so. So I'm gonna do like a really good spring cleaning, not just on top of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get.
You okay, Miss Nexie? I don't know. I don't know what happened to Miss Nexie. I think she dropped off for a second. Maybe she.
Uh-oh.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah, can you hear me? No, you the screen, you disappear from the screen. I was
No, I
like, Miss
know. I
Marlene.
know
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay.
had to grab a tissue.
Oh, okay, okay. So, I know that we get busy and whatever. That's fine. But what I'm saying, why I'm saying this is because a lot of times when we're dating people,
Hmm.
we overlook certain things because we're getting our ideal self, right? But you can't.
Mm.
That list of certain things is not going to overcome the other list of things that you don't like. So make sure you
Hmm.
make those two lists, the
Exactly.
things that you want and like, and the things that you dislike, so you can compare and contrast. Because that's why a lot of times things, relationships don't work.
Exactly. I
If I'm
think
going to
it's
have to be telling you, go clean the backyard,
yeah.
as a husband, right, or as a boyfriend, a living boyfriend, or whatever. Why don't you clean the backyard? Oh, okay, I gotta clean it. No, I'm cleaning the inside. Why is it that I have to tell you every time, remind you every time to do the backyard? It's something that you're
Hmm.
supposed to know to be doing, right?
Hmm.
Because we agreed upon this or whatever. So things that you don't, that you love and like and want to have, you have to make that other list, or things don't
Yeah.
work out because you're
Yeah. And
focusing
and,
on the
and
wrong
and
list.
and that's the yes. And I think that's an interesting title. That's probably what we should call it. You're focused on the wrong list. You're
Exactly.
focused on the wrong list. I like that title, Miss Nexie. Thank
I'm
you.
telling you,
I think that would be
that's
next week's sip and chat.
no, the following week sip and chat, because next week we already have a title.
Okay, unrealistic expectations, and then we'll
Exactly.
do your focus on the wrong list. So we have 2 weeks in a row.
We got 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, but
It, and again, from someone that you know had and still is married for a very long time, I'm
mhm,
telling you, if you address these things in the very beginning, if you're yourself,
from
you
the
can have a
beginning.
list of things that you want in life, and what you like in a partner. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should. I
Mhm,
want chivalry. I want this. I want that. I would like him to have this type of color of eyes. So, I would like, yeah, you can have those things. But the most important thing that you should look into is if you're compatible on the things, everyday things. Am I
mhm,
gonna have to be reminding him to go clean this? Am I gonna have to reminding him, don't drop your socks on the floor? There's a hamper. Am I
mhm.
gonna have to
I
remind
I call
him?
that mama bearing.
I don't want to be your
I don't
mom.
want to be. I don't want to be anybody's mama. Like I'm not gonna
No,
tell you to pick up your shoes and your. I'm not doing that. I'm not mothering anybody. Mm-mm,
exactly.
I'm not gonna do it.
Your mom should have done that for you. But
Hmm.
again, there's certain things that if you're gonna make those lists, make sure that they're realistic and that you stay true to yourself, because you again, when you marry someone, that person is no longer your boyfriend. That's your husband, or your it's not your girlfriend, it's your wife. It's a
Hmm.
totally different monster
Totally
that you
different bracket.
marry.
Yeah.
No, different monster. Trust me when I say this. Because when we're dating, it's all happy, fun, and
Oh,
games.
and they're so no, and Miss Nixie, everything
They're
is
so
so
sweet.
cute. Oh my goodness, it's so
Oh,
cute. And he got upset. all
Yeah,
jealous, concerned, you call this, but it's not cute when you get married. Mm-mm,
and you see that
it ain't
every
cute.
day.
That
Should
ain't
you have
cute.
addressed
That's
it
not
before
cute.
and say, "Hey, I don't like that. Okay,
Mm-mm.
that's not gonna work with me." That
Yeah.
person would have checked themselves and say, "Oh, okay, so she's not the type that is gonna put up with this crap. So maybe we're not gonna work
Mhm.
out." But again, focusing on materials and having the perfect credit score and the perfect car and the perfect outfit and the perfect restaurant pick and the perfect this and the perfect that, perfection
Mhm.
is unrealistic,
Yeah.
because that perfect person that you see on that paper that you have in front of you is just a sham. The real person in him is going
Yep.
to come out after you guys are living together.
Yep.
That's when that
And
real person comes
that's
out.
when you start to see like
Oh
it's
my
like,
god.
whoa, oh, they do that? Oh, since when do you do that? And oh, I didn't know you were like that. Or when they, whatever certain things, like you don't see things. I don't know. I feel like you're in that, like, I don't know, magical period. Like your
Yep.
eyes are blinded when you're
Oh yeah.
dating somebody. You don't see things. And then as soon as you're like committed or you're living together and you're married and you're looking like, "Who is this monster?"
Yeah. Who
I'm like,
did I
you are a monster." And
we're
like,
gonna
it's like, "I
who
can't
that
deal with you
bleep,
right
we're gonna be
now."
like that program, right? Who that bleep did I because again, but if you're yourself, that person's going to be more
Mhm.
comfortable being themselves, and you're going to get the real person when you marry or when you get
Exactly.
together. A
Mhm.
list can give you a potential of someone that you like, but it's just going to be a list once you and that person are living together. It's just a list that is not going to have, out of the 20 things you have, if you're lucky, you're going to get two out of that.
That's what I'm
Because
saying. And you should be very happy you get those too. I'm
yes.
like I'm winning.
And no, no, you know the thing is, when you get with this other individual and you look at him, it's like, so this is who you truly are. So when you did these things when we're dating, that's who you are. So who was that other
Mhm.
person I was dating? Like, what was that
A
show all about?
mirage, a mirage, a
Yeah,
figment of your imagination. Yeah.
and that's why, for me, again, I come from nothing and I can go back to that and be content, be happy,
Mhm.
work hard to rebuild everything I have lost. The one thing I cannot lose is myself, because if I do that, then I've lost everything that I own and I
Yeah.
possess in life that is dear to me, which is
Mhm.
myself. You can't do that for anyone. You have to be you. Whether they like you when you tell them, don't crash, don't shut your mouth, don't do that with the chips around me because it bothers me to no end, regardless of the tone that you use, right? But if you're
Yeah.
someone that if that person says, "Oh, okay, she doesn't like when I do that," and that's the only when he wants to annoy you or she wants to annoy you, um, you know, th- you have to be yourself, because if you sell yourself short with someone and you're
Mhm.
pretending in that relationship, you die inside little by little.
Yep.
You do. it's
Yep.
it's the saddest
When you
thing.
feel like a basically that person suffocates you.
Yeah, you have to keep a certain thing, a certain facade, so that this person still loves you.
Mhm.
Maybe you're not a morning person, but you have to be shipper in the morning because that's what he likes, right? You start
Mhm.
losing yourself, and that's when a lot of
Or they
depressions.
won't let you do certain things that makes you happy, like anything that has to do with you. It's like they make it like, oh, that's weird or that's stupid, and only things that are important to them are important. Like
Yeah,
that's
and
stuff
when they
I
say
can't.
that, yeah,
Mm-mm,
when they say that's stupid, I says, I know you are, but what am I?
mm.
Again, to be, you have to be you. If you're someone that is very independent, someone that doesn't wait for people to fix your, you said something about a frame the other day that I think is important. I'm not going to say what it was, but if you're someone that is going to put up that frame, you're not going to wait for no man to do that for
No,
you. If that's who you are.
that's the thing. What I want to say, Miss Nexie. Sorry to cut you off,
No, no,
but
no, go for it.
I think that sometimes people will think about categories, right? Or lists. Men do this, like roles, gender
Hmm.
roles. Women do this and men do that. For me, I don't believe in that mess. But throw that crap out because it's not going to work with me. If you see something, let's say I'm at work or I'm busy doing something and I come home, you better not be waiting for me to do it because I'm telling you, everything is going to break loose. Like, so you've been home, but you haven't done it because you're waiting for me to do it.
Yeah, and I work longer
And the
than you.
same thing vice versa. If something, whatever it is, let's say whatever a dresser comes, I'm not going to expect for him to come home after working all day to put a dresser together for me. I'm going to
Yeah.
read the instructions and put it together myself.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you what my husband did.
I'm a different
He
type
said,
of woman, I guess.
I can help you with everything around the house. The one thing I do not do, I don't do dishes. And he
Mm.
bought a cup for himself and he will drink his coffee every morning to remind me that he does not do dishes. And he had a little Bugs Bunny and he said, I don't do dishes. So I knew that that's the one thing
Yeah.
he didn't like to do. He did everything else. That this is the man that will get up every Saturday and get up at 7 in the morning, start cleaning the backyard, do everything outside. And it wasn't that it was gender roles. It was that, honey, I like doing the outdoors things. I don't, Marlene, because I don't like bugs. I don't like little critters like that. I freak out. So I was
Hmm.
happy with that. Okay, I'll do the inside. You do the outside. That's cool with me
Hmm.
because if I find a lizard when I'm brooming, I'm gonna run all the way to the other corner of my street because I don't like them. So we agreed upon that. And he said, I can help you around here if you want. He will come sometimes and vacuum and pick up, pick up the toys, which I knew he would make the kids pick them up. The kids were like, he made us pick them up. Anyway, but he will help like that, but he will not do dishes. And that's his thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it and I won't do them.
Yeah.
But I knew that.
As real as says a give and take dynamic.
Yes. And I like what
Hmm.
he said exactly. It's a list of things that results in misery. And it's so
Yes.
true realist
Yes.
because that list that you have is just on a piece of paper. That's not a person. You're not gonna get that
Hmm.
list anywhere in one person. I'm sorry, you're
Hmm.
not, unless you create a robot and you put all those likes and dislikes in it. Yes, the machinery is going to behave just like that, like you want it to, because you're going to program them. But if
Hmm.
that list is on a human, you're going to have to date 15,000 people for that list to be complete. That
Exactly.
you're going to have to marry about 15,000 people in your household
In order to get that.
in order to get that probably
Mhm.
the whole list, right?
Exactly.
Because you can't. And again, people focus on material. I know that on materials, I'm sorry, I know that a lot of people do that. That is important for them. Who knows what traumas they have, right, from their past. I get that. But if that's your total focus when it comes to a relationship, you're setting
Mhm.
yourself up. You are.
Let's just say this, Miss Nexie. We are not saying to not think about money as being something important. Of course,
Yes.
you got to have somebody who is going to be able to provide and aid and handling
As
things.
hardworking as you are.
Yeah, as hard having a hard work ethic, that's important. But how much they make? Mm,
Yeah. No, that shouldn't matter.
that's a whole different conversation and story because it has a certain whatever job title. A person could have this big high status and a big career, and they have zero in the bank. But a person could be uh, um, working a laundry and
Yep.
have triple your amount in savings. And my mom
Exactly.
always told me it's not what you do, it's what you do with what you have.
Exactly. And that is a true statement. That is such a true statement. I am the type of person that I don't, again, brand names, I don't go by that. It's not something I do. It's not something I
Hmm.
like. If I like a shirt, I buy it. I don't care what it is. I just buy it because I like it. Of
Hmm.
course, I'm not gonna go and spend $800 on a T-shirt. That would be so dumb. But again, I work hard for my money, right?
Mhm.
I don't have those things in my closet. I'm a thing again. I had four outfits growing up, but they were enough for me. I had my church outfit, I had my everyday outfit, and I had my two or three dresses for school, whatever. So
Mhm.
I was content. I was brought up that way. So for me, having enough to wear every day and be comfortable with, but knowing that if an emergency happens, I do have the amount that you
Mhm.
will probably
I can
need
take care of
if an
myself.
emergency, yeah, and I can take care of you, my kids, whatever. I'm always saving for a rainy day. That's me.
Mhm.
I've always done that. I've always had my little piggy bank since I was little. So for me, having that flexibility to say, you know what, today I want to go somewhere. I can literally just buy the ticket and go because I have savings. I don't have luxuries because I don't believe in that. I believe
Mhm.
in comfort.
Wait,
I've seen people.
I wanted to add to that. Just what you said. We grew up with that. I think maybe I don't know if it's an American thing or it's a Caribbean thing, but we grew up. My mom used to always say the same thing. It's better to have conveniences and to be able to have what you call it. Oh man, I can't think of the word. It just escaped me. But basically, like when everybody is going to work, you have the luxury of because you planned, you can say, I'm not going to work today.
Yeah,
I can afford to take a day off.
yeah,
I, so my mom used to always teach us that it's better to, plan ahead and to have like your rainy day and event emergency funds so that what if you get sick for a week, 2 weeks, a month? Will you go under or are you going
yep.
to be all right?
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
And for me, it was always like that. Even though it was a savings for a rainy day in my household, it was always pouring when I was growing up. I
Yeah.
always had that aside. I always, if I worked and I made $2 in a day, I will save the one, give half 50 cents to my dad, and keep 50 for me. It's always like that because for me, I rather have that aside just in case, right? If my children ever need anything, I can say, hey, don't
Mhm.
worry about it. I got you. Don't worry.
Yep.
Here it is. How
A
much do
backup
you need?
plan.
A backup plan. Yeah. You get sick, like you said. Or you know what, Marlene? You want to change jobs. You don't
Mhm.
want to
Or
stay in
or
the
or
horrible
you
job.
or the job just ends.
Yes, you have at least a couple, 2, 3 months of rent money available, which is what I think
Mhm.
of. My bank account, it
Mhm.
always has a 3 month survival type of thing because it's what you
Exactly.
have to do to have a
Yes.
peace of
Thank you.
mind. I have
Yes.
had
Thank you.
friends that have beautiful cars. They are dressed to the T on different, I mean, beautiful outfits, but are struggling to get gas money, but they're driving a very expensive car, luxurious car.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why are you driving that if you don't even have gas money? They
It's all
cannot go
for
out to
show.
eat. Yeah, they cannot afford to go out to eat because they're paying a luxurious apartment, they're paying a luxurious car with high
Car.
insurance, and they cannot even go out with you to enjoy that car because they only have enough money for the gas to work. So what's
You
the
know.
point?
You know what my mom used to always tell us as girls, and she had a lesson, and because we were like, how like when you're at like that 13-year-old stage and everybody has brands and stuff, and I'd be like, I forget what's the name of the purse that was popular. It's not even popular now, but it was some purse. It was some purse that I wanted. And my mom used to always say, okay, you want this purse, whatever. And at the time, it doesn't sound like now, but at the time, I think the purse was like $95, which was a lot of money back
It
then.
was a lot of money.
And but I wanted that purse. Mom says, okay, okay. If you want that purse, you can get that purse. And she says, okay, I'll get you that purse for $95, or I can take you to Walmart or Target and buy you a purse for $5 or $10, and then I can give you $70. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I like this.
Let's do the math here. The math is not mathing. Wait a minute, mama.
And I was like, wait a minute. And she said, or you can just get that purse, but I can't put nothing in that purse. So when I started to think about things like that, and even my dad used to tell us that as girls, that a man is not a plan.
Yep.
A man is a backup, a
Yep.
support
Yep.
who can assist you, but that's not the whole plan. You need to have
Exactly.
your own thing. So
Yes.
I remember when my mom said that, that's always stuck with me. I see a lot of women out here and they want a $500 bag and they have nothing but credit cards in there.
That are max are to the
They're maxed
max.
out. Whereas,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're over here laughing at me, and in my purse, I got $200, $300.
And credit cards
But
paid off
yeah,
for. No
but they're
credit
laughing.
cards.
They're laughing because you have a non-brand bag.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what you bought? Oh girl, you can
It's just like,
afford it.
oh,
No, and no,
like
and this is the thing that I
that's how you. Mm.
this is the thing that I like. And I laugh at when they say your men cannot afford to buy you a better one. And I look at them and say, what makes you think I'm expecting him to be able to afford that?
Mhm.
He paid, you know what I mean? Like, no, I can buy my own things if I was dumb enough to be, to want to make somebody else rich. Yeah, I can do that.
Mhm.
I can buy 10 of them right now with the amount of money I got saved up.
Right.
Oh, not even saved up, just for daily use. I can buy
Yeah.
one, two,
Exactly.
three, four, five, seven or eight $1,500 ones right now, right? If that's what I want.
Right.
But that's not the point. The point here is it's a bag. You know where it's gonna end up? On the floor of my car, and the floor in my job.
Yeah.
It's gonna be scratched up. It's gonna be used. No, I just need a bag that can carry my stuff in it. That's all I need. And I can take a trip anywhere, anytime, any place, and I can go out to
Yeah.
eat anytime I want to.
Yeah. My
And
my my my
you
whole
know what I
thing
learned,
too.
Miss Marlene?
Oh, go ahead, Miss
I'm
Nancy.
sorry to interrupt you really quick. I learned one thing one time. So I'm not gonna say the brand, but when you're young, like you said, oh, I want those shoes. Oh my God, I want them. And I'm gonna save my money and I'm gonna buy those shoes because oh, they have this little buckle in the front, and everybody in
Hmm.
certain shows are wearing them, and I want those shoes. Okay.
Hmm.
So somebody saved up. And I go with my friend, let's go get them. I want to buy them. Oh my God. I put them on. They hurt my feet so much, Marlene. So much. And I was like, there's no padding. They're like beautiful. Yes, they're satin and they're beautiful and they have the buckle in the front and they're high heels and they're gorgeous. But guess what?
You
They
can't walk in
hurt
them.
to walk.
Hmm.
And I looked at my friend and I said, I'm not gonna buy them
Yeah.
because I'm
They
trying them.
hurt.
No, I'm trying them inside the store. I'm walking on carpet, which is not what I'm gonna be walking on outside of this store,
Hmm.
and they are pinching my feet. And I tried different sizes, and I told her, I said, no, because
Yeah. Uh oh. Yeah, I'm here.
can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Hmm.
Okay. I said, I'm going to go spend all this money, and what's going to happen is they're going to end up in the corner of my closet, and I'm never going to wear them. Right? That's
Hmm.
it. Because they were so
Exactly.
painful. So I went on the other side of the store and I got this really simple pair of shoes. They were so soft and they were so comfortable. And they were $25. So
Exactly.
I saved about $1,500 that day. Nothing,
Yeah.
not everything that shines, that glitters is gold.
Yeah. Not everything that looks pretty. And Miss Nexie, I've seen women literally going on dates, going to certain events and things, and I could see the pain in their face.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking in uncomfortable clothing. They're
Uncomfortable
walking in
shoes.
uncomfortable shoes. That or they just look uncomfortable, like they don't feel, but they feel, oh, but I'm cute. I'm cute.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they spend
wearing
all this
this.
money on their hair, their nails, or this or that. And I just show up in a probably something that I bought from the thrift store.
Yes.
I was like, I was like, I'd be proud too, but like I'd be bopping in my $4 outfit, and then people would be looking at me like, oh man, you're so beautiful, and they were like, where did she get that? I was like, I'm not gonna go and tell people I paid $4, but I know I saved. I know I'm a frugal
Did I
person.
told you that I recently discovered thrift stores? Like I didn't know that they actually had such amazing stuff
Oh,
in them.
don't even get me started, Miss Maxine.
And I
Don't even.
told you, Marlene, I went to my mama's in Bakersfield, and I they have so many thrift stores, but I mean they are stuck up with awesome things and cheap. I have bought so many things there
Who
with
introduced you to that, please? Mhm.
I'm not gonna say no names. If you want
Please.
credit, you ain't gonna get no credit, Miss Marlene.
Well, you already have outed yourself, girl.
I have not done that. I have not said no name, Miss Marlene. You know how I was like, what? You go where? And you're like,
You know
better.
I'm a thrift store
But
girl.
I
I have no
wasn't.
qualms. Mm-mm, nah,
No,
I
but
will
I didn't
thrift.
know. I
Hmm.
thought that
Yes, ma'am.
everything was, you know what I thought about them, Miss Marlene, because of word of mouth sometimes. Everything was raggedy. Everything was so used.
Raggedy,
Everything
old, dirty,
and used.
torn.
And it's not. There's so
No.
many new things in there. New
Mhm.
pairs of
Brand new
shoes,
with the
brand
tags.
new. Yes. I found this
Hmm.
awesome boots the other day. Awesome boots, and boots are made for walking. So I'm gonna wait for them to wear them when we go on our cruise. But again, those things, this simple life, when you have a list of things that you require, this simple, delightful, enjoyable life goes out the window. You lose yourself on
Exactly.
that list. I love the fact that I could say, hey, you remember when they have those backyard sales? You know,
Hmm.
we used to go every weekend with my husband and the kids. We
Yeah.
enjoyed ourselves. We will take a certain amount of money and the kids will come home rich with like six toys, like for 50
Yeah.
cents each, but they were so
Exactly.
happy. And I will buy blenders sometimes inside the box brand new for $5, and it was so
Exactly.
awesome. But when you want someone that has all these other attributes and has a car and has a score and he has this and he has that, that simple life is non-existent
I know.
because you're going by a list. You're not going by
It,
what that person likes, what you like.
but when people have these lists, there's no room for error.
Hmm.
There's no wiggle room, and that's not fun.
But
It's not fun.
then you get that exact thing, a list,
Hmm.
and you're
You
gonna
get
have to.
when you have a list, and guess what people don't understand is when you have a list. Guess what? They have a list too,
Yeah,
and
and you
you're
get
not
that
on it.
list. And you get that list, and you're gonna have to live by that list.
Yep.
Because if you have one, he has one, and he's gonna expect you to keep yourself in a certain way, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Oh, I went out one time and I got introduced to someone. Um, her husband was there. They had two kids. The girl was super skinny, very beautiful. We're
Hmm.
having pizza, and the husband says, "Remember your limit. You can only have two slices."
Oh, Miss
Oh, she's like,
Maxie,
"Oh, okay, yeah, that's right,
I
that's right."
almost said some. I almost said a word. Oh,
Marlene, I looked at my husband, looked at him and say, "You said, did you just say that to her?" And he's like,
wow.
"Well, yeah, she knows her limit." My husband says, "I wouldn't be alive today if I would ever limit her to
That would have been like, he would already been levitated off the
that." No,
ground.
no, that water would have been all the way on top of his head, Marlene. It would not just been by the nose. No, 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 no. The water, he would have been submerged. I would have been on top of him, and I would have had the kids on top of me to make sure that he would stay on that water submerged. I He said, and he said it in front of everybody, Marlene. Remember your
Mm.
limit. You can only have two slices.
Ooh, that's controlling.
And you know why? Because he likes skinny girls. And that was the thing. She got pregnant, and he told her as soon as the baby's born, you have to go back to the gym. He
Mm.
was loaded. He had a lot of dough. Yes, he did. His
Mm.
family has a lot of money too.
Yeah, but
Um,
look at how he treats her.
and I was talking to somebody in the group because I didn't know this couple very well. We
Hmm.
had just started meeting them. This was probably the third time. My mouth dropped when I turned around and my husband said right away, "Shh, don't say anything because we don't know these people." Nexie,
Mm.
don't go. Walk away, Nexie. Walk away. And he said this. He asked the guy, "You did you just say that to her?" He says, "I wouldn't be alive today if I would ever talk to her like that." Oh no, she knows her limit. I
Mm.
was like, walk
I've
away.
I've heard people say too. Um, I've heard on both sides. I've heard a woman say he knows his place, and I've heard a man say she knows her place. And I was like, huh. And what place is that? And they're looking at me. Hmm.
Yeah, no, she knows.
Yeah, they know their
Remember,
place. Okay.
you can only
Hmm.
have two slices. Who says that in front of a group of people? I can
Because they
only
don't care. They don't
imagine.
care about it
I can
embarrassing
only
them.
imagine in closed doors how this. But then again, she wanted it married money. She wanted it this lifestyle. So the minute she had the babies, that weight loss had to start immediately,
Mm,
like after
interesting.
birth, right? So he likes a certain type, and that's exactly what she had to, mimic.
Because
She
he
had
had
to,
his list.
yes, and
He.
again,
Hmm.
you want to marry this type of people, you're gonna get that list, and that is just a piece of paper with no feelings, no nothing.
Yeah.
When you have
There's no
lists,
compassion. There's no
nothing.
compassion on a list. No.
Exactly. And that's exactly what you get from it. I'm not saying don't do a list that says, hey, when you and I, this is what I like. I like to have a house clean. I like for you to squeeze the toothpaste from not the middle.
Bottom from
Slide.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
from the bottom. And do it from
The
from the bottom of
bottom,
it.
everybody, the bottom.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Dry your toothbrushes the minute you're done. Dry them up and put them back where they belong. If you have those lists, yes, a marriage can work
for
because
sure.
you're telling each other what you like and don't like. And you can say, you know what, I'm going to work on this because I am a little things like this. I do live. Oh, Marlene, another one. When they're brushing their teeth or they're washing their face at night and the entire sink is wet. And you go
Mhm.
there to put your towel to wash your face and everything is soaked. Like, what do you do? Do you spit all over the place when you were
No, that's
done?
not Miss Nexie. That's not what triggers me. What what
Yeah,
what,
I
what,
can
tri-
see that.
what triggers me is when they go and I always like to give the bathroom in a condition that I would enjoy. So I expect the same thing for me. You just went in there, you cleaned everything, I dry out the bathtub, I rinse it down, sanitize, put the cart rug back, you go in, rug is all crumpled up, toothpaste on the sink, water everywhere splashed and on the ground, towel on
Yeah.
the ground, and they're gone. Yeah. Yeah.
How about, okay, I
Hmm.
air dry. As soon as, I shower, I hang the towel. I have a little hook. I hang there mine, I hang there my son's. And I have, you air them dry. How about those people that crumble them down on the hamper and you're putting all of the clothes and then that smell of wet towel under.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you
That
cannot get that
moldy
smell.
smell.
You're gonna get that smell out of your hamper anymore. So, those things. I know I have a spitting monkey when it comes to when we're doing our teeth. My little monkey spits all over the place, but I make sure as soon as he's done that I show him. Okay, now let's rinse this, my spitting monkey,
It's not
because
a monkey. He's a seal.
yeah, you're right. A spitting seal. I have my spit. No, no, a walrus. You're wrong. It's a
Oh, a
walrus.
walrus. I forgot.
Yes.
I
But
stand
even
corrected.
though he's special needs, as a mother, I have to teach him. No, honey, you have to clean up, right? Because again,
Mhm.
we don't want our sons and our daughters for their husbands to be their dads and tell them what to don't do this, don't
And
do
vice
that,
versa.
and vice versa. We don't want our
Hmm.
sons to go there and their wives be telling them, "Hey, didn't your mom teach you how to pick this up? What the
And
heck?"
you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. And so you want to make sure that they know, okay, you're doing this, yes, okay, but we're gonna clean it up afterwards. So what are you gonna do next time? You're gonna spit in the sink, right? You're not,
Hmm.
because you don't want to be cleaning every time. Your mom used to do it. Now she's making you
Exactly.
do it. So you
And
have to
then and
teach them.
then and then all those were issues because let's be honest, sometimes Miss Nexie, sometimes people when you come into into dating somebody, things that a mother or a father didn't do and teach them, it becomes an issue in dating and marriage
Yes, ma'am.
because the mother or the father didn't train or teach or whatever, and they feel like it's okay to continue it even though they're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, and you're like, what the, no,
What is wrong with you?
no, we're
You
not
know
doing that.
that that's the one thing that I have, and this is something that I admire very much on my husband, Marlene. He's very
Mhm.
neat. He is meticulous when it comes to that.
Bravo.
But one problem with that, there's no room for error. If somebody makes a
Oh,
mistake, he gets, hey, he's an engineer, right? So he will
yeah, I know.
sometimes say certain things to the kids, and I say, that's not the way you teach them. That is disrespectful and that's hurtful. That's not how you teach them. Don't say
Mhm,
that to them. Don't be so rude, right? Because they're
mhm.
kids. What the heck? You got to teach them. Well, my mom and my mother-in-law told me that. She says I did not teach him any of those things. He was like that from birth. He was a very well behaved kid. When he was growing up, he was the most organized child in the house.
Mm,
And she didn't have to do anything. He was like that. That's
yeah,
rare. The
well,
problem with that is that again, it leaves no room for error. You do something they don't like, it gets out of, you know what I mean? It gets
yeah, they get
into
off the chain. Mhm.
exactly. And then so it is nice that he's organized as this is that, but if you're not that type of person, create problems.
Yep,
It creates problems because
so many
you're like,
problems.
dude, that's too much. You're
Yep.
going overboard with this. Like,
Yeah,
no.
there's certain things to having wants and having needs in a relationship. You know, we all want and need certain things out of a relationship, but at the end of the day, you have to say there's some things that I would like, I
Hmm.
would desire, and then there's other things that is necessary for my
Exactly.
mental health. My mental health. Like
Exactly.
I have to have these certain things. So
And again, you can have that list, and I've seen those lists on Facebook sometimes
those
on certain
lists,
things, and I laugh because I see the list that says he
ridiculous.
has to be so tall, he has to be tall, dark, and handsome, right? He has to
Mhm.
have a good job, at least a six-figure salary. He has to drive a good car,
A
not more
certain
than
car.
not more than 3 years old. Um,
Mm.
he has to have a certain type of score in their credit score. He has to have savings. He has to, the one thing they don't say, we need to get along. He needs to be able to laugh at
No,
my jokes. He
they
needs to
never
be able to be
put anything
funny.
reasonable on there, like
Nothing,
respectful,
nothing.
kind.
Yes, yes. So what you
The,
get,
the important things about a relationship, everything they're putting
thank you.
on there is superficial.
Superficial, thank you. And then again, they go back to why is who is this, who did I marry, or why is he behaving like that? Girl, you went by the list, you're getting your
Mhm.
list, but the list
Yeah,
comes with consequences. It comes with the whip, and it comes with a reality whip that tells you you got your list. What you don't
yeah,
have is a partner in crime. What you
yeah,
don't have is compassion. What you don't have is
yeah.
understanding. What
What
you
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 don't have
have all of
is
the other things.
laughter because
Laughter.
you didn't get laughter when you were dating. So
Not only that, Marlene, imagine this poor woman that I saw that we're not friends with them. We stopped being friends with them because I couldn't. I was about to. No, I'm telling you, I saw that they had a beautiful house, beautiful pool. I saw that guy on the bottom of the pool and me on top of him. So I said, no, we cannot be around them. So we're not friends with them. We haven't been friends for many years.
mhm,
But you know what I was thinking when I heard that? I was thinking, imagine her pregnancies, how stressful they were because she was gaining weight. Imagine those
yeah,
babies inside her belly with her worry on top of it. Maybe not feeding them enough because she didn't want to gain that extra weight. Because he probably told her, oh my God, you're looking round. Oh
Yeah,
my
you're
god, I
getting
didn't know
fat.
you're getting I didn't know women, pregnant women get that fat. Oh my god, you better lose that weight when the
Yeah,
baby comes out.
when you gonna lose that weight?
Not only that, you better lose that weight, because the way I thought of that guy when he said, "Remember your limit," I'm thinking,
Mm,
you have limits. So this
wow.
woman didn't enjoy her pregnancy because she was probably worried she was going to gain too much weight and he was not going to like her anymore.
And
So
probably
I'm
she wanted to eat something and she wouldn't eat it because
she said that she had a craving with one of her children when she was pregnant, one of because they only have two kids, because she was and listen to this. He said, we only had two kids. I read in the medical journal that when women get pregnant after 30, the most likely outcome is that they're not going to be able to lose their baby fat because they're going to be so close to hitting menopause.
mm,
So she was already 32 when they had the first baby. So he
mm,
rushed her to have the second one, okay? Because she was already getting close to the borderline when she was not going to be able to lose that weight.
wow.
Marlene, how do you look at your wife who gave you two beautiful children in the face and say that to her?
That's
That's
because he's never
abuse.
respected her.
That's
He's never
abuse.
respected
That's
or loved her.
emotional. Yes. And that's
No,
exactly what
but I hate to say this, Miss Nexie, but to me it sounds like she's property and not a wife.
oh no, that's exactly what she is. And I said
Mhm.
this to my husband. I said, you would have said, oh, so she said she had a craving of French fries from a certain chain of restaurant chain that they
Mhm.
have this certain fries with a dressing. Well, anyway, she had that craving. She says, I had never had those fries, but they smell so good. And my brother was having them and I had a taste and I had that craving. She could only eat them once a week. Having a craving with the pregnant belly, okay? She could only eat them once a week and only a handful of them just to get the craving out of her system. Yes, because they were going to make her gain weight. That's what he said.
Yeah, that
I
relationship
said,
would have never worked.
They still together. But this is what I told him. I said, you would have not made it to 35 if you were my husband. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, Marlene, I was looking at the pool and I was like, he will look
Under
so
the
cute.
river, under the
No,
pool.
no, I said he will look so cute on the bottom of that pool and me on top of him. He will look so cute. But if, as a woman, you have a list of things, you're going to have to adhere to his list of things. And in
Too.
his list,
Mhm.
he does not want a heavy set woman, and he wants his wife to keep a certain physique for the rest of their lives. That's exactly what you're gonna have. You're gonna have to do that, or he will divorce you, or leave you, or torture you until you do those things that he wants, because that's
Yeah,
his
but
list.
to me that sounds like he has all the control. What is she requiring of him?
Nothing, I'm sure.
Exactly. That's the
Just the
thing.
money.
It's one sided. Yep.
Just the money.
It's just the money. It's
Yeah,
just the
it's
money. It's
just
so sad.
and again, his family is loaded. It's a family of, I think, three brothers, and the parents are loaded. So he is very, very, very wealthy, and that's a possession to him. That's not a person. That's a possession that he can
Yeah.
show off to his friends.
Yeah. She's the a trophy.
The trophy, and she's a very pretty girl. She was a very pretty lady, but you could see that when he said, "Remember your limit," she said, "Oh yeah, I can only have two," and she was enjoying her pizza, and I'm looking at her like, "Is that? Did you just say you can only have two?" And my husband's like, "Walk away, Lexi, come here. Let me tell you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you their house. It's really pretty." And he said, "Lexi, walk away. Don't. We can't." So we stopped hanging out because again, those lists, they exist for you. They're gonna exist for the other person, and you better
Mhm.
adhere to them, or things are not gonna work because you're working a relationship based on a list, and
Yep.
that's what you're always going to be to
And
that
that's
person, and that's
and
what he's gonna be to you.
that's the difference between old school and new school.
Yes,
That's the
ma'am.
difference. That's the difference.
And we got talking about everything else. And
You sure did. But
came
I
back
feel
full
like this was
circle.
a great topic. I think it was.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
Did Realist just say, "Girl, at least I'm cute"? Oh my Lord, have mercy on my soul.
No, that's when we were talking about the shoes.
Oh, okay. I'm like realist. Well, you
No,
are.
that's what that when I was like, when they have the outfit and everything, and they're
Oh,
in
okay.
pain in
Okay.
their face, and then I
My
show up
list.
with my $5 dress on, and then they're like, "Oh, where did she get that from?" Like I'm looking, and I'm
I
like, "Their store," and
get
you're like, "Girl, at least I'm cute."
I get it. I was like, what? Realist, you are cute? Okay, you're cute. No, again, it's so different nowadays in the way that this new dating ways,
Hmm.
right?
So different.
So different. They have this apps, and I remember seeing one that said silver singles or something like that. I
Hmm.
clicked on it, by the way, and I started seeing all the questions, and they show you this the people around you, and the guys have this profiles, and I'm thinking, how do I know that that's exactly
How
who
do you
you
know that
are?
that's the truth?
Exactly, and you see
Mm.
so many horror stories. Oh, no, old school for me. Old school for me.
You too,
I'm
Miss
old school.
Nexie. Great topic. Great
Thank,
topic, Miss Nexie. I
thank you
enjoyed it.
so much for having me, Miss Marlene, and thank you everyone for coming over and enjoying this topics because we don't stick to just one.
Yeah, we start off on one and we go all the way on the other side, turn around and come back.
Because it's a natural flow of things with us. That's how it's supposed to be,
Hmm.
right? Thank you for having me,
Yep.
Miss Marlene. Great topic as always, and it's been a
As
pleasure.
always, it's always my pleasure. And I wanted to say to everybody who was joining me today, to all of my um, moderators, to all of my channel members, to anybody who has just tuned into this channel for the first time, make sure you hit the like, you subscribe, and to anybody who's watching in the replay, leave a comment in the comment section below. Me and Miss Nexie love. I think we are. Yet this is episode 48. So in 2 weeks, Miss Nexie, we're gonna have the 50th episode. That one's gonna have to be a
What?
special episode. Yeah.
A year?
No, 50,
Oh,
episode
our
50.
50th. Okay, okay, okay. Wow.
So I don't know how
Episode
many weeks
50
that is, but
was
50,
52, right? In a
yeah,
year.
52 is a year. So
So almost a year. So we have to wait for 2 more weeks.
yeah,
No,
episode
4 more weeks.
52 is going to be the
Celebration.
that's yeah 1 year of the sip and chat.
Oh, we gotta
Hmm.
make it special. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
take
the
the screen.
52 is going to be the
52, we're gonna have to remove the little screen, the blocking screen, and expose Miss Nexie, I think.
what?
I
I think
think that's what it should be.
I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need to. That's gonna be the episode. I'm gonna have to
Get
have a rum and
Marlene,
coke.
get your smelly salt. Get your smelly salt.
I'm gonna be
Then
like,
I need my
I'll
smelly
faint.
salt. Well, it's been a pleasure, Miss Marlene. We will plan what we're gonna do with our episode, with our year long
Yeah, episode 52 is
saga.
going to be amazing. Hmm.
Yes, it will
Yep.
be. It's gonna be
Thank
an
you,
open
Miss
panel.
Nexie.
Thank you
Ah,
very much for having me. I know.
ooh.
Hey, think about that, okay? Well,
Okay,
have a
I'll think about
wonderful
it.
night. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
coming
you,
over. Thank you for
everybody.
having me. Thank you for allowing me to collaborate with you, Miss Marlene. It's
As
always
always.
an amazing pleasure and therapeutic, by the way. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
See you guys next week.